Hello, welcome to Gospel Faith Television UK. The name is Pastor Ojimba Alex. Yeah, what's going on? How you doing? Yeah, the topic for today is the voice of the enemy. It doesn't count. What's the topic for today? I'll tell you again, the voice of the enemy doesn't count. Okay. So before I go into this topic, I would like to answer the question, what does the voice mean? A voice means an unseen, expressed opinion. Or a voice could also mean a verbal form of subject or action. When I say a voice means an unseen, expressed opinion, it means that your enemy can hide behind his voice. Because a voice is not practical. A voice means an unseen, expressed opinion. So your enemy can make up a false accusation through words and express his opinion. So rather than your enemy getting practical with you, your enemy can become verbal with you. So being verbal is just as powerful as being practical. So I say again, a voice means an unseen. The words are not seen, but they can hurt. So voice means an unseen, expressed opinion. And it's also a verbal form of a subject or an action. What's today's topic again? Today's topic is the voice of your enemies don't count. So you should ask yourself this question here. Why are your enemies always talking behind your back? Why are your enemies always trying to harm you or to hurt you? They can't do it physically, so they're not doing it verbally. They're using their voice. And one of the reasons why they do this is because your enemies are really bitter inside. It's not your problem, it's their problem. They're bitter inside. Your enemies are full of jealousy. This is a fact, man. Your enemies already know how unique you are. That's why they go around talking about you, saying things that are not the truth. They want to bring you right down into the scum where they live. Don't get involved. Don't matter what your enemy says. Always remember my sermon today. Always remember the topic for today. The theme for today is the voice of your enemies don't count. They're not going to say good things about you. You know what, yeah? When you're not even aware, your enemies flock together. They come together. Oh, he's not looking, he's not here. He can't hear what we're saying. They plot together for your downfall. Sorry about that. Your enemies plot together for your downfall. Your enemies don't want to see you happy. This is a fact, man. No matter what they go around saying or whatever, negativity, they don't want to see you happy. So when you hear what they say, you say, but how is that possible? They don't want to see you happy. Your enemies want to see you distraught, saddened, dismayed, unhappy. To be honest with you, your enemies really want to see you suffer. So they can look at themselves and say, hey, look how well I'm doing. Look at what he's doing. They want to see you suffer. But I'm here today to say to you that God won't let you suffer. Yeah! God won't let you suffer. Your enemies want to bring you down. Facts, man. They're already seeing the constructiveness in what you're doing. They've already seen how ambitious you are. They want to bring you down. They wish they were in your shoes. Never listen to your enemies, because your enemies, they're fake to the core. It doesn't get any more fake than this. They're fake to the core. Man, you gotta be prepared for this. You know, your enemies are gonna slander your name. They're gonna slide your name through the gutter. That's what your enemies are gonna do. You gotta be prepared. Remember, when God's taking you higher, your enemies want to bring you lower. They want to bring you through the gutter and slander your name to the core. Wow. Your enemies are always going to come together. They're not going to invite you to the meetings. Have you ever wondered, how come when these people are doing things, they never invite you? You're never invited. It's because they want to come together and criticize you. They want to come together and talk about your weaknesses. This is what the enemy does. Your enemies want to destroy your great name. You want to destroy the name of Pastor Ojimba, Alex? Did you make me a pastor? No. One of the world's best footballers that was stopped by knee operations and injuries, and now God made me a pastor. You wanna slander my name? You wanna destroy my great name? No. That can only work if you're the one that gave me the name. You can't destroy my name. So the real problem with your enemies is jealousy and envy. That's what the real problem is. And listen here, I'm a prophet of God, so you gotta listen to what I'm saying. Listen to this one. Your enemies, your true enemies, will go to any extent to harm you. Wow. They will go to any extent to harm you. Because your true enemies are led by the destructive power of the devil. Facts, man. So my message to you is that you must ignore your enemies at all times. Don't get involved in the arguments. Don't get involved in the banter. Don't get involved in the conflict or misunderstanding. Because if you do, you become one of them. They're winning. Try not to become bitter like your enemies. Stay ahead. Don't become bitter like your enemies. Don't do that. Listen, when your enemies are walking past, give them space. When you know your enemies are walking past, give them space. Think about this here. When different ships are moving on the ocean or on the sea, they don't move at the same time. There's a schedule. This ship will go that way, 4:30. When it's gone past, another ship will go past 2 hours later. There's no accidents or clashes. So with your enemies as well, give them space. Let them go past. Don't get involved. Give your enemies space. Give them complete space. I'm telling you. Don't become like your enemies. Don't become better. Don't become bitter like your enemies. Don't do that. Avoid the arguments with your enemies. Rise above your enemies. Rise above your enemies. Think about this here. Because an aeroplane can fly so high, yeah, it can't be caught up in traffic. You know, like when you're driving a vehicle, like a car or whatever, you can get caught up in traffic. And you bring your head out of the window and you say, "Oi, the traffic's not moving. I've been there for 3 hours on this Lagos high road or this Portuguese high road. The traffic's not moving. Traffic wouldn't do something." You're frustrated. When I say rise above your enemies, don't get involved with them. I'm using an aeroplane as an example. An aeroplane will rise so high above sea level or land level or a car's level, and it goes so high that it can never be caught up in traffic. It's just going to where it's going. Rise above your enemies and continue with where you're going. Because your enemies are always going to lie against you, you know. Oh, Pastor Ojimba Alex did this. Oh, that man did this. That man did that. That man did that. Where's the evidence? No evidence. Listen here, brother, here. When I was talking about those meetings before, it even gets deeper than that. Your enemies would even come together and discuss on how to kill you. You don't understand. Your enemies will come together and discuss how to kill you. You have to be careful. Watch and pray. Watch and pray. Watch and pray. Watch and pray. Your enemies will come together and plot how to kill you. Watch and pray. All right, you heard it. But you know what? Your enemies will pretend to be your friends when they see you. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing, G? What's going down, G? You alright, G? I ain't seen you in a long time, G. That's not a friend, man. Stay ahead of the game. Listen here, Judas accused Jesus Christ for no particular reason. He went to go and tell the Roman soldiers a lot of lies and false accusations about Jesus Christ of Nazareth. But what was the reason? No reason. So your enemies don't have to have a reason to hate you. And your enemies don't have to come and explain to you the reason why they hate you. The point is, you got to be alert and you got to be aware of the system and the situation that you're in. Because your enemies will always try to accuse you, make you look small. When people hear what your enemies are saying, they're shocked. Wow, is it true? That's not true. Your enemies will try to disgrace you in public. Be aware. Be ready. And remember also, don't forget this one, that the topic for today is the voice of the enemy doesn't count. If you listen to the voice of the enemy, you're going down. If you're listening to the voice of the enemy, you're going down. The voice of the enemy don't count. Thank you. You've been watching Pastor Ojimba Alex on Gospel Faith Television UK. Stay blessed. Yeah!